Say hi. Hi, stinky butt. Stinky butt. Say hi. Say hi. No, don't touch. Say hi. 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 Wave. Wave. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Okay, you done? All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Regina, and I'm a guest sewist for Ellie and Mac Patterns. I did a modification for the around the block hoodie that they really liked. Instead of doing side seams, I did a kangaroo pocket, and I also added a discreet nursing access for my nursing mamas. We all know the struggle with trying to find nice looking things that don't scream, hey, I'm a nursing top. So I wanted to do something that was really simple. It took an extra 5 minutes for the construction of this pattern, and the kangaroo pocket didn't take any more time than doing the side seams. So it's really not something that you have to go out of your way to do. It's very, very simple. I hope you enjoy, but this tutorial is just going to be for the modifications that I did. This is not going to be a full tutorial for the Around the Block hoodie. They've actually done a video tutorial if you need more assistance other than the PDF pattern that they gave, which is super helpful with all the pictures and everything. But a couple of tips that I have that helped me. The first Around the Block hoodie that I did, I didn't have the seams properly. So I did on the opposite side, and you can tell in this picture. But honestly, I can tell, and people who have sewn the pattern can probably tell, but anybody else, it's just, oh, that's just a nice sweatshirt you're wearing. And then also too, what took me the longest time the first time was that I didn't leave my pattern pieces on top of my fabric once I cut it. So then I was all confused about which was the bottom or the top. So I had to seam rip. It was just a nightmare. So one tip that I'll give you that is absolutely fundamentally, like, you should absolutely do is keeping your pattern pieces on top of your fabric so that when it's time to sew it, you'll know which way goes where. And when I did it the second time around, it was like easy peasy, super fast, super simple. I'm also using Wonder Tape in here for our zipper, and I'll give a little bit more description of what that is if you've never heard of that before in that section that I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy this. Things you will need: coordinating knit fabric, 4-way stretch with at least 50% stretch, a pen and paper, rotary cutter to cut your fabric. You're also going to need scissors for your fabric and scissors to cut paper, pins or clips. I recommend clips for this video. Wonder Tape, I'll explain what that is a little bit later, a zipper, and a ruler. It's time to draft your pocket pattern. Now don't get nervous because it's super, super simple. So grab the bottom pattern piece and either your ruler or measuring tape and measure the bottom from end to end. For the size medium, it's 20 inches. So you take the 20 inches divided by 2, which is 10, and then you add 4 inches for the sides of the pocket, which is 14, and 14 is the length of the pocket. Then you're gonna go in the middle of the pattern and mark down 1.5 inches. And then depending on if you want short length or long length, you figure out the height of the pattern. And for the size medium, the height is going to be 6.5 inches. Go ahead and grab your pen and paper, and we're going to draft the pattern. So grab your ruler as well, and we're going to make it on the fold. So half of the 14-inch length is going to be 7, so mark 7 inches there. Your height is 6.5, so we're going to mark that 6.5 there. And then the smaller length is going to be 2 inches. You're going to mark that and draw a line. And then at the bottom, we're also going to do 1.5 inches for the side of the pocket. And now you can connect these two lines and take that measurement, because that's going to be the little accent detail for the kangaroo pocket, which for this one, it's going to be 6 inches. So from here to here is going to be 6 inches. So you can mark 6 inches for the length. And then 2 inches down, we're going to fold the pattern piece in half. So then the little detail is only going to be 1 inch long. And then draw the line. So I did the straight for this pocket piece, but I recommend making a curved line. Or you can get even fancier and then make a diagonal line at the bottom. It's really your preference. And then use your non-fabric scissors to cut out the patterns. So you should have 2 pieces. The actual kangaroo pocket piece, which is going to be cut on the fold, and then the pocket band, which is optional. And there you have it. Your kangaroo pocket pattern piece. Things that should have been completed thus far. You should have already printed and assembled your pattern if applicable. Lucky y'all if you're using projectors. Drafted your kangaroo pocket if that's what you want to do. Cut your fabric and leave all the pattern pieces on top of the fabric. Sew or serge the back pieces, the sleeves, the hood or cowl as directed in the Ellie and Mac instructions. You can go ahead and grab your zipper. For the size medium, I use the size 16-inch zipper because that's all I had on hand. But if you want yours to go from seam to seam, I believe a size 18 would work. Then you're going to also need your Wonder tape. Now, Wonder tape is double-sided tape for fabric. You can sew through it and it's not going to be gummy or sticky or anything. I think it's perfect for these lighter weight knits when you're trying to install a zipper, because it's going to make it sturdy enough to sew through it. It's not going to have it stretch at where you're putting the zipper, but it'll have the stretch in every other location. So you just grab the Wonder tape and you can cut it the length of the zipper. I usually do it a little bit less and then put it where the actual zipper will go. And then once it's pressed down flat, then you're going to actually peel away the top layer. I always like double check to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. If you're new to zippers, I do a basting stitch just to make sure that it's, correct, the correct way you're installing the zipper. So then you could just peel away this top layer on this Wonder tape, and now it's sticky. And then you just put the right side of your zipper down and then just press it flat. Once it's pressed flat, then you're going to sew it with your sewing machine. If you are new to zippers, I would recommend doing a basting stitch first, and then once it's all set, then you can go in at your 3/8 stitch with your zipper foot. Now this is what it's supposed to look like after. If you'd like, you can top stitch it. I usually don't, just because I like to go for a more discreet zipper for my nursing top, and then do the same thing for the other side, right side of the zipper facing the right side of the quilted knit. Grab your zipper foot, sew, and here is what it looks like. Now we're going to, I like to press it out a little bit. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think pressing it just makes it look more professional. And then we're gonna sew the end over there closed. That little piece. So fold the two pieces, right sides together, and find the point where you have the metal part of your zipper, and then you're going to sew a little bit higher than where that silver piece is on the zipper. So you're going to do it about 5/8 of an inch, and then don't forget to backstitch. Clip your thread, and voila, there it is, your discreet zipper for nursing, or if you exclusively pump, for pumping. I love it. 2 thumbs up. Now you're going to grab your kangaroo pocket that you just drafted and the pocket band if you'd like, but the pocket band is optional. So the first thing is fold the kangaroo pocket in half and just notch it in the middle. Just a little tiny notch. Then you're going to grab the pocket band, fold that in half, and press it. If you want to opt out of the pocket band, you can just, where these red lines are, fold that over 1/4 of an inch and then top stitch, and then you'll be good to go. And then you do the same thing for the other pocket band. You fold it in half and press it out. Now you're going to either serge or sew the pocket band to the slanted part of the kangaroo pocket, and then once that's done, you're going to press out the seams and top stitch it. Then you're going to fold down the top part of it about 1/4 of an inch and press it. And then you're also going to do the same for the sides, and the sides I folded over 1/2 an inch and then press it. There you have it. Your kangaroo pocket is complete. So go ahead and sew the sleeve to the shoulder and then pin together all of the matching seams except for the one where the zipper is. You're going to leave that open. So you can either sew or serge. I'm actually serging mine. Then you want to also make sure that your zipper pull is out of the way for your serger. Next, you're going to place the zipper tails one on top of each other and serge them down. And then this is what it'll look like. Nice and neat towards the end. And excuse my serger thread for not matching. Beautiful. Then you're going to sew or serge the other side down, and then the last things to do would be the band and the hood or cowl, whichever option you want to go with. And this is your final product.